Welcome back to Module 2. We're going to start off with a really short video about the brain. I'm going to cut it in about 4 minutes, okay? Sit tight. It's really exciting, and I want you to pay attention because I have a quiz question coming up. Okay, here goes.
Your emotions come from your brain? There's no such thing as a bad emotion. Every emotion, like happy, sad, angry, or anxious, has an important role to play. Everyone has emotions, kids, teenagers, and adults. Emotions can help us work out how to respond or behave in different environments and situations. Sometimes our emotions can get really big. They can start to bubble up and up until they come out quickly in ways that are not very kind or helpful to ourselves and others. We might feel so frustrated or angry that we react by screaming at someone, even though it could get us into trouble or hurt their feelings. We may feel so overwhelmed with how hard our homework is that we might throw it away or run into our room crying. By understanding how our brains work, we can begin to understand our emotions. Then we can learn ways to help calm down big emotions and express them in more helpful and positive ways. The brain can be tough to understand, so let's break it down into 3 main parts that help guide our emotions. The first part of our brain is our smart brain, also known as our frontal lobe. Our smart brain helps us with things like reading, writing, solving problems, thinking clearly, and even with how we communicate. The second part of our brain is our emotional brain. The emotional brain is in charge of the storing and sorting of emotions and memories. The third part of our brain is the survival brain, also known as our brain stem. This part of the brain is responsible for our body's basic functions. Things like our breathing, heart rate, movement, sleep, and more. It can help our bodies respond quickly in dangerous situations to help keep us safe. But when we feel really strong emotions, our smart brain can go temporarily offline. This is so our emotional brain can focus on sending messages to our survival brain to respond as quickly as it can to help keep us safe. This can be really helpful for keeping us safe when we're in danger, like if we came across a bear and our body needed to respond quickly without having time for the smart brain to think it through. But our brain can't always tell the difference between danger and when we're just feeling really big emotions, like stress. So while the smart brain turning off can be really helpful in certain situations, like needing to run away quickly from a bear or an angry dog, it wouldn't be so helpful in times when we have big emotions. In those times, we need our smart brain to help us think clearly, like when we have a test coming up or have to give a speech. A big part of being able to manage our emotions is learning how to notice when our smart brain is about to switch off and finding out what we can do to keep the smart brain switched on. Of being able to manage our emotions.
Okay. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this module for module 2, where we looked at the smart brain, what causes it to switch off. For your assignments, I would like for you to please identify and list your trigger. Okay, so a trigger is something that causes you to feel stressed. For example, if you don't like it when people yell at you, even if you're in the wrong, and it triggers a response from you, I would like you to state trigger, mom yelled at me. It's number 1. Number 2, I would like for you to please rate your trigger out of 10, where 1 is the least this thing upsets you, and 10 represents the most that it upsets you. The third thing I'd like for you to do is to state your typical response. Your typical response to you. Will you yell back if we're sticking with that example? You yell in response. And then the fourth thing you'd like to do, what would be your preferred response? You're calm, you're collected, your smart brain is switched on and fully engaged. How would you respond to someone yelling at you? Okay, I can't wait to see your responses, and we will be back. See you soon.